Hi guys, it's Omega Fumba. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute. The girl was pregnant. So you guys just gonna have to forgive me. Now I am 2 months postpartum. No, 2 weeks postpartum, and yeah, my body's starting to feel like my body again. The stitches down there ain't hurting as much no more. I can move around without being like, your way, your way. I can stand with ease. I don't have to stand like a granny. Oh, guys, it was tough. Y'all didn't tell me. Y'all didn't tell me that natural birth meant you might have issues pooping. Guys, you know how long it took me to have a good poop? Anyway, I'm not traumatize you yet. As you can see in the title, I'm here to talk about my VBAC experience. Round of applause for me. I'm so proud of myself, guys. I'm so glad I was able to trust myself, trust my body, trust my midwife, trust my partner, and trust my baby and have a successful VBAC. So yeah, I'll start by explaining why I wanted to have a VBAC, right? So with my firstborn, I had a C-section, an emergency C-section, which I wasn't really happy about. Obviously, I feel like with C-sections, not the door opening itself. With C-sections, I'm sure it's most ideal when it's an elective C-section, when you're prepared to have one. If you're going in there thinking, yes, I'm gonna push this baby out, then all of a sudden you're finding out in a short amount of time that you're gonna have to be cut up, and you're just so distressed and you're so tired and so also, I'll start by saying I'm not a medical practitioner, so I'm just speaking about my experience. I might say something that does not align with the values and beliefs of a medical practitioner, and I'm open to being corrected. But also don't bite my head off. So I was about to say that when you're giving birth through like the system per se, when you're giving birth at a hospital, there's just, I feel like with my birth there was just way too much intervention, right? To even give me a real chance to give birth naturally. Like I was having a conversation with my midwife once, and she was saying that weirdly enough, like if you have a C-section at a public hospital, then like yeah, she knows that okay, you really needed to have a C-section. With the private hospitals, it's almost like it's like rush. Like I don't want to lie, my first birth I really just felt like another number. Like it was just like, okay guys, we've got 10 sections today, whoop whoop whoop, fast, chop chop chop. Like I feel like that special thing that someone would want to experience or feel when they give birth, I feel like it was taken away from me. Honestly, I don't want to lie, it didn't feel nice. Like I said, there was just a lot of intervention, and when it got to the time when I had to get cut up, it felt really rushed. Like I just felt very insignificant. Let me just put it like that. It sounds bad, but that's just how it is. Anyway, so yes, that's why I was like, okay, you know what? With the next time I have a baby, I want to have a VBAC. Okay, I didn't initially know about VBACs. Once you have a C-section, you also hear a lot of people telling you, oh my gosh, that means now with every birth you're gonna have a C-section, blah blah blah, and that's really scary, right? So I was like, there's no way I'm gonna have to be cut up each and every time I want to give birth or I want to have a baby. So I just started like researching, and then that's when I found out about VBACs. VBAC stands for vaginal birth after C-section, I think. Yeah, that's what it stands for. So I started seeing videos about people talking about their VBAC experiences. I saw people talking about successful VBACs. I saw people talking about failed VBACs. So yeah, even before my second pregnancy, I was like, yep, that's definitely what I'm going to go for the next time I have a baby. So yes, my partner and I actually even had the conversation even before we fell pregnant that, you know what, when it's time for us to have a baby, this is what we're gonna do. And he's very like, he's very against, or not a fan. Let's say he's not a fan of the health care system. So it just worked. Like we were both like, yeah, okay, we'll probably find like a birthing clinic, or we would do a home birth. Home birth didn't really work out because we don't stay together yet. So yeah, we basically found a home birth away from home, I'd say. So cool. Then we started looking for people once we knew that there's a baby on the way. We looked for like home births around, birthing institutions, found some bad options, found some good options, and then we went to see a lady called Sister Figiswa. She has her own like home birth clinic, I'd say, in Crystal Park, Benoni, East Rand. For those who are in Joburg, South Africa, and want to know. So cool. We went to Sister Figuswa, and it just made sense. We just gelled. Like, I don't even know how to put it into words. It almost feels like you have a sister who is a medical practitioner who's there with you every step of the way, who is very supportive, who's very encouraging. So yes, I'm gonna find a way to like link her details. Actually, I even took a few videos. I hope I still have them, and I'll add them to the video. Cool. So yeah, Sister Fiusa is great. She has a high VBAC success rate. And when we initially went to her and had a conversation with her, obviously we do ask like, so what happens if there's a complication and someone has to go to hospital? And she said that she had only had one person that ended up having to go to hospital. But yeah, I don't know since then if there have been more people or what. So for the cost, compared to what you'd pay in a private hospital, it's quite reasonable, quite affordable. So for the birthing, we paid, I'm just gonna round it off and say 14,000. I think it's 13.5, but I'm gonna round it off, like maybe she increases her cost towards. And obviously that is exclusive of what you pay for your monthly consultation, your monthly pregnancy checkup and stuff. So yeah, that's just for the cost of birthing. And then you, after birthing, you basically go home the same day, unless if you have like deliver your baby at night or like early in the AM, so you just go once the sun is up. So yeah, with me, I gave birth to my son at 11 p.m. and then we went home at around like 6 7 a.m. So yeah, and then you go back for a 3-day checkup as well as the other necessary checkups, because she also has accreditation to do that. So you don't have to like go to a clinic or like this came for like immunizations. You just do everything in one place. She also does like female healthcare stuff. Like if you want to get a pap smear, if you want to do family planning, like she's great. I feel like I'm overselling her, but I feel like she's a human. Obviously, there were like one or two things where it's like, okay, could have done something differently there, but overall, I'd give my experience with her like a 9 out of 10. The only the one that I'm not giving her, I'll get into it once I get into like the actual day when I gave birth. So cool. I've covered why I've done a VBAC and how we chose a midwife who's open to giving VBACs and how we found the midwife. So yeah, I guess now I want to talk about my pregnancy, right? My preparation for giving birth. I feel like maybe other mothers would relate to this, but I feel like you always feel like you should have done something more once you've given birth. You always feel like, I should have, or if only I knew, You know, like for example, with first my first pregnancy, I'm always like, if I knew, I was not gonna go to that hospital. I was not gonna go to that gynae. You know, obviously, I'm grateful to have had like medical practitioners who ensured that I stayed alive, who ensured that my son stayed alive. But my experience could have been better. You know, I'm always like, if only I knew about this midwife earlier. You know, if only I knew, if only I knew. But that was a different time. That was a different version of me a bit, you know, and things happened the way they happened. So now I'm just like, I just wish I knew. The only thing I wish I knew, I just wish I knew that with VBACs, you're most likely to have a long labor. Or well, that's at least that is at least what they say. And I'm only seeing that information now after I've given birth. And I'm just like, where was this information before? Because when you're pregnant, you will Google like crazy. You will TikTok, you will Google, you will read articles, you will research, you will talk to people, you will go on Facebook groups and read experiences of other mothers. Like you will research like crazy when you're pregnant because you just wanna know everything. You just wanna be as prepared as you can. So I'm just like, where was this information? Or why did the question come into my head? Like, how long did people but that's not a fair thing to say because every pregnancy is different. Like, you know, there's probably someone who had a VBAC and had like was in labor for like 5 hours. I don't know. So yeah, I'm saying that because damn guys, I was in labor for 21 hours. Like a part of me was prepared to have a lengthy labor, but I thought maybe like I thought maybe 10 hours or 8 hours, like I'd be in labor then, you know, I give birth to my baby. But yo, guys, like my cervix was I just wasn't dilating. Like, well, I was, but like at a very slow rate. And it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. At some points, I genuinely wanted to give up, eh? Like, I feel like I almost maybe would have had another C section. Because at some points, I was even telling my man, I was like, let's go to the hospital, dead ass. And then they were just, him and my midwife were just like, dude, like we're almost there. Like we're almost there. And it's so crazy. Like when I wanted to give up, like then my neighbor just like hurried. I don't know, maybe like the universe and the losies were just like, yo, this girl wants to give up now. Let's just do something and make this baby come. And I feel like, wow, guys, I definitely, like, you definitely don't give birth alone. Like my baby was trying to get out of there. Like my baby was in there. Like he was just ready for that shit to open up so that he can fly out. And he literally flew out. He literally flew out. But anyway, let me not be all over the place. Okay, cool. So I like my first pregnancy, I was pregnant for 41 weeks. This time it was going on 42 because obviously last time like you get to 41 weeks and then my gynae was just like, no, let's schedule you for an induction. So this time I was 41 weeks and I think 5 days, 41 weeks, 6 days, but it was very close to being 42 weeks, right? Cool. So then my midwife was like, yo, okay, cool, let's induce you. So she gave me, what is it? Is it oxytocin or pitocin? Whatever. She gave me something to take at a specific time. I was supposed to take it at 2 a.m. and then keep taking like every 2 hours so that my labor progresses. I swear to you guys, literally an hour before I was supposed to take this thing, my water broke. My water broke at 1 a.m. I was supposed to take the pill at 2 a.m. 1 a.m. my water breaks. I was like, what witchcraft is this? And my midwife literally told us, she was like, this happens all the time. This might happen. She told us, she's like, you might actually go into labor before because of like, she says because people are scared to be induced, so they go into labor literally before they are meant to be induced. So I'm glad I didn't have to like be induced because yeah, that's obviously now intervention, right? Cool. I go into labor. It's 1. No. My water breaks. It's 1 a.m. And then I start feeling pain at around 3 a.m. Like, I'm like, yo, okay, cool. I think these are contractions. Like, these have to be contractions because I've literally, oh no, I have felt it before, but yeah, they were not as intense last time because I didn't really dilate that much last time. So I am feeling these contractions. Cool. We tell her the contractions have started. Then she's like, all right, only come when you feel like you wanna poop. And I feel like I was really feeling like I want to poop because I'm just like, yo, guys, I'm not experienced in this thing. I don't really know like how much I must really feel like I want to poop. Not knowing that, yeah, my sister, you are still gonna feel like you want to poop. That was still small waters, guys. Yo, guys, giving birth is something else. Fine, cool. We tell her that, yo, this pain is it's increasing now. It's increasing. And this was like around 7 or 8. Then she's like, okay, I come through. So we get to her. I think it was around 8 when we get to her. She checks me. I'm only 2 centimeters, dear. That time the pain I'm feeling, bruh. That time I've been watching all these videos talking about, yeah, you can have a painless, unmedicated birth. You just have to breathe up. Guys, I'm not trying to be negative, but let's be real. Let's be real. That shit is painful. Like, that thing is painful. I'm not lying. There are people who have like painless, unmedicated births, but mine was not painless. And I was breathing, guys. I wasn't even trying to scream. I was just like, there's no point in screaming because I'm only 2 centimeters. I'm gonna scream and then what? I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I'm laughing about it now, but yo, the pain I was feeling. Anyway, cool. Then obviously the day progresses, man, and I just realized I accepted early on. I'm like, I'm gonna be here for a while. I know there's people who progress really quickly. Like, there's people who progress like within an hour or two. Next thing, you're giving birth. But a part of me just knew. I was like, this shit is gonna be long. And this is where I was saying that I'm taking the 1 point away from Sister Figgy. So, because at some points, like, I could feel her frustration, but I think she could see that I'm feeling her frustration, and then she stopped. Like, I think she thought my labor was not going to be long. I don't know. Well, I'm grateful for the voice of confidence, but my labor was long, and then yeah. So at some points, like, everyone was slightly frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. Because damn, 21 hours. Because she was even saying that I asked her, I think, was it the same day when I asked her how long was the longest labor or birth she had, and she said the longest person who labored for 21 hours. No, 23 hours. And I was in labor for 21 hours, but I didn't labor there for 21 hours. Because remember, I said we only got there at 7. So I guess it was like 17 hours or something. I don't know. So that's where I take away the 1 point, because there was a point where I just feel like maybe she should have tried to hide her frustration. Because how are you frustrated? I should be the one who's frustrated. Or maybe frustrated is the wrong word, man. Because basically, I'd say she was checking my dilation, and then she said something like, damn, you still on 3. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but anyway, that's why I'm saying I'm giving her a 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10. So cool. Where shit was really getting real was when she checked me, and I think she was checking me for like the second time, and I was only on a 4, right? And now it was even dark. Like, now it was even dark, bro. Like, I was basically there for the whole day. I was like, yo, damn. Like, now I was getting really discouraged. Like, I was very emotional. Obviously, I was emotional the whole day, but now I was like really, really emotional. I'm telling my man, I'm like, yo, dude, like, you better not let me die. Like, I was getting emotional. I was scared. I was like, I was losing confidence. I was losing faith in my body. I don't want to lie. I was just like, we might have to go to hospital. Am I progressing? I was like really giving up. And this is where I give points to my boyfriend, I give points to my midwife, I give points both of them, because they were like, dude, you just have to believe in yourself. Like, you just have to believe in yourself. We'll know when you're dying. Basically, so they tell me, like, we'll know when you're dying. You're not dying, you're just feeling the contractions. Just hang in there, we're almost there. And we literally were almost there. Like, we literally were almost there. When she checked me again, I was on 7. I was like, now 7 centimeters dilated. I was like, okay, now that's when I was like, okay, cool, I'm birthing this baby. I'm birthing, but yo, the pain. And this is when I started feeling like I wanna poop. Now I started feeling the thing like, okay, now I wanna poop. And then I think like 2 hours later, that's when I was on 10 and it was time to poop, to push, you know. Luckily I didn't push for a long time. I pushed for like under 20 minutes. And literally, I don't wanna lie, he flew out of my vajayjay. Like, he flew out. I don't know how to explain it. He was like, I was pushing and they caught him. Oh, I'm sorry for laughing, guys. It was just really weird. Oh my gosh, he's waking up. But I'm glad I'm almost at the end. So yeah, guys, that was my successful VBAC. Well, I feel like this video could have been shorter. I'm sorry, but that was my, yeah, I pushed in under 20 minutes and then everything was fine with the baby. And then they stitched me up and that was it. That was it. After that is obviously my body recovering and me adjusting to now having 2 kids. 2 kids, guys. Now in conversations I'm going to be saying my kids. Abantwana bami. Abantwana bam. Aba. Not umntwana. Aba. I'm an elder now. I'm an elder. Because I got 2 kids. Anyway, if you got to this point, you're a real one. Thank you for listening to my VBAC story. I hope that you learned something from this video. I just want you to know that you're not necessarily forced to have a C-section each and every time, you know. You can give birth naturally after having a C-section. You can give birth naturally after having 2 C-sections, actually, because my midwife, I think like a week or 2 before mine, she posted that she had successfully delivered a mother who had 2 C-sections, and this was her 3rd baby, and it was she delivered naturally. So yeah, obviously we all need to be prepared for the possibility that you might have a failed VBAC, and that's fine. But my thing is, you should know that you do have the option. Like, don't let people scare you. Don't let the healthcare system scare you, because sometimes they have their own agendas. I don't want to lie. Like, it seems like they like too capitalistic in this whole thing. So yeah, like, I want you to know that you can, like, you guys, I was in labor for 21 hours. That's like constant pain. Like, it's literally only breaks of no pain. That's literally constant pain. The contractions, like, there's no break. We'll see, oh yeah, no, for 2 hours I didn't have contractions. No. So if I can do it, and I'm a crybaby, guys. I am a crybaby. If I can do it, you literally can. You literally can. But now I'm just like, do I really want more kids? I don't lie, I might need some counseling, because I don't wanna lie, I'm a bit traumatized. Like, being, yes, I'm like, Amandla, you did it, but being in that much pain for that long, it's not natural, you know. It can do something to you. Like, I am genuinely scared of being pregnant again. I do want more kids, but I do feel like I need to talk to someone professionally who can help me, like, understand that, you know, yeah, it happens. Like, someone who can just, yeah, because wow. Anyway, wow, I've been ending this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next video.